YouTube? So we're back at it again with this Pontiac Vibe. Before we did the spark plugs and coil packs, but that's when we realized that we had oil down in the number 3 cylinder. So as I mentioned in that video, I'll link it up above, that we're going to do the valve cover gasket. So the valve cover gasket is underneath this cover. So we're going to start taking apart this cover and get down to it, and we'll replace that gasket. So let's get started on that. Alright, so we got our 10mm here, and I got my impact gun this time. We're going to just start tearing into this. Got 2 bolts here holding on the valve cover, and then you got this pop clip on the back that just pulls up. Set the valve cover off to the side. Then next, we got the coil packs that we need to take out. So let's just go ahead and pop each one of these out. These are 10mm as well. And we're just going to set those bolts off to the side. Ooh, that engine is hot. And then again, like I mentioned before, this piece of plastic here blocks the coil pack from coming up. So let's go ahead and take that off real quick. So there's a 10mm right below it. One there. I take this guy off. Put that up there. Now when we lift up on the coil pack, it'll come out. No oil in it right now, which is good. That's number 3, the reason why we're replacing it. Alright, so now that we got that all taken off, we can set this off to the side there. And we're going to start looking at what bolts we need to take the valve cover off. So let's start looking into that. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to undo these hoses here real quick. So just kind of take your pliers and then pull it away. And just set it off to the side. And then we got another one in the back here. Try to do this left-handed so you can see. And set that one off to the side. They're different sizes, so you can't really get them screwed up. And then we got a bunch of these 10mm all the way around. So I'm going to start taking them out. They're a mixture of nuts and bolts. So I'm going to set them off to the side in their own little spot. This one's a 12mm. So 12mm out. All right, and then you got 2 right in the center here. And I just saw the valve cover raise up a little bit, so that's a good sign. All right, so now with all these off, we can go ahead and see if it will come up. It does not, so we'll grab our pry bar and we'll get that out. So we got our pry bar out. I got the smaller one. So I'm just going to take this and we're just going to set it right underneath here. You don't want to pry against anything that you might break. So I'm just going to pry lightly, so it won't do too much. So while I'm pulling this up, why don't you scroll down and hit that like button. And also give me a subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. And check out my other videos on my channel. So this is up on this side. I can see that we're good over here on this side as well. So we'll just go ahead and put that away. I got a clip over here of some sort. Okay. So push that off the side there. This is really hot because this car just pulled in here. And then we'll just flip it over. See what we're looking at. So now that we have this upside down here, we're kind of looking at something that looks kind of odd. So it looks like there's actually gray gasket maker all the way around this. Almost like someone found out this was leaking, didn't want to go get a new gasket, so just pulled this up and got some gasket maker on it and set it back down. It's kind of strange. If they put this on here with a new gasket and used gasket maker all around it, that's silly, because the seal is supposed to do it all by itself. So we're going to have to pull this up, clean it all off, and then lay our new one down. So let's go ahead and start peeling that up. And look at all this gasket maker. This is silly. Luckily, it's all coming up right with the gasket. So there we go. We got the old one off, and we'll go ahead and put the new one on. All right, so we went ahead and pulled all that up. We cleaned it all off. Don't have any more gasket maker on there. And then this is the Felpro gasket that we're going with. So Felpro, very good brand, reputable, and really never did me wrong. So this is the VS 50542R, and it looks right. So let's go ahead and start putting this on. And I'm going to start off with the middle here. Just kind of lay it in, push it around, and then just kind of laying it in there first, so that way I can move it around if I need to. Alright, push it all the way down, all the way around. And there we go. So the new gasket's all set in there. Now we can just go ahead and flip this over and put it on. All right, so we're just gonna flip this over. That is hot. And gotta get it underneath this wire harness over here. While trying not to get the gasket out of placement. There we go. Got a nice tight seal on that now. And then since all of it's sealed really well, we can go ahead and start to put in each one of the bolts. We'll put them down with the gun. My gun's not very powerful, so I know I'm not going to over torque them. I'm just going to get them snugged up, just like they were when I took this off. All right, so I'm going to start with the first, the middle ones here. And we're going to put these in. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way around. I'm just going to put all these in finger tight, and we'll speed through this. Alright, so these are all now started with my fingers, and the reason why I like to do that is because you don't want to cross thread any of these by just hitting them with the gun right away or a ratchet. So start with your fingers always, and then come back through with the gun or a ratchet. So I'm going to go ahead and hit each one of these, and while I'm doing that, why don't you scroll down below and tell me why you're replacing your valve cover gasket today. Is yours leaking? Is it teared? Is it what's going on with yours? So let me know down in the comments there. Alright, each one of those are snugged down with the gun. I'm just going to take the ratchet and just kind of making sure they're tight. So, kind of go from the inward out. Alright, so each one of these are now put in. Alright, now each one of these are all put in and snugged down. That should give us a nice tight seal. So let's go ahead and start putting the coil packs in. And we'll put on our hoses and make sure everything's all set. So we'll do that. Alright, so we want to throw in our coil packs first before putting down that rail. So let's just set these all inside. There we go. And got got the nut over on this side and then the bolt on the other side. These are 10 millimeters. Alright, and then we can go ahead and connect each one of the connectors here before tightening down the coil packs. And then put the bolts in. Alright, and then we just want to slide these hoses back on. And voila, this is pretty much done. We just got to throw on that valve cover, but while you're at it, while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe to this video and also to my channel. And if you didn't leave that comment, throw that comment on there. So I'll put this valve cover, and you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.